I never forget the night I woke up to see her standing by my bed, holding the doll with the missing eye. It started when my aunt hired a new maid, Ao. She came from a distant village no one had heard of, but she had good references, and my aunt needed help around the house. At first, Ao seemed normal, quiet, hardworking, and polite. She kept to herself and never complained, even when the chores piled up. But then strange things began to happen. The first thing I noticed was the doll. It belonged to my little cousin, Tola. She loved that doll more than anything, carried it everywhere. One day, Tola came running into the living room crying. The doll's left eye was gone, replaced by what looked like a small, black stone. Tola swore she didn't do it, and no one could explain how it got there. Ao just stood in the corner, watching, not saying a word. Then the nightmares started. Every night, Tola would wake up screaming, saying there was a woman standing in her room, whispering her name. We thought it was just her imagination. Kids get scared sometimes, right? But then, one night, I heard it too. I was sleeping in the room next to Tola's when I woke up to a faint, raspy voice. Tola! Tola! I froze. It was coming from her room. When I opened her door, she was sitting up in bed, wide-eyed, pointing at the corner. She's right there, Tola whispered. But the corner was empty. The next day, my aunt found chicken bones buried under Tola's pillow. Things escalated quickly after that. Plates would fall off shelves without anyone touching them. Doors slammed shut on their own. A foul smell started coming from the kitchen, no matter how much we cleaned. My aunt thought the house was cursed. She called a pastor to pray, but even that didn't stop the strange events. What scared me the most was how Ao acted. She never seemed surprised by anything. If a plate shattered or the lights flickered, she'd just keep walking, humming to herself. She didn't even react when Tola's hair started falling out in clumps. One night, I stayed up late, determined to figure out what was going on. Around midnight, I heard footsteps heading toward the backyard. I peeked through the window and saw Ao crouching by the mango tree, digging. In the moonlight, I saw her pull out something wrapped in cloth. The next morning, I found that same cloth hidden under the couch. Inside was a bundle of hair, Tola's hair, and a broken piece of the doll. I told my aunt, and she confronted Ao. At first, Ao denied everything. But then she smiled, a slow, chilling smile that made my stomach turn. You shouldn't have touched that, she said. My aunt fired her on the spot, but Ao didn't leave quietly. She stood at the gate, staring at the house, muttering something under her breath. When she finally walked away, we thought we were safe. But the next night, the house shook. The windows rattled, and a high-pitched wailing filled the air. It wasn't coming from inside the house, it was coming from outside, from the mango tree. My aunt called the same pastor who had prayed over the house before, but this time, he brought other men with him. They gathered around the tree, chanting and pouring oil on its roots. Suddenly, the wailing stopped. But as the pastor struck the ground with his staff, we heard a piercing scream from the distance. The next day, we got news from the village where Ao was from. She had collapsed in the market, clutching her chest and screaming, "They found me," before she stopped breathing. The villagers said she was a known practitioner of dark magic, someone who used her gifts to harm others. After her death, the strange occurrences stopped. Tola's health improved, and the house felt lighter, as if a shadow had been lifted. I still wonder what would have happened if we hadn't caught her in time.